Did you know that Saturn's moon Mimas looks eerily similar to the Death Star from Star Wars? This small, icy moon is full of mystery. It raises some intriguing what-ifs. Imagine if this moon, with its 246-mile-wide icy body, suddenly collided with Earth. Could it really wipe out the Pacific Ocean? And what would happen to life on Earth? In today's Cosmic Deep Dive, we're exploring this hypothetical scenario of Mimas heading straight toward Earth and the devastating impacts that would follow. The fascinating Death Star moon Mimas, Saturn's smallest round moon, has a resemblance to the Death Star, thanks to its massive crater called Herschel. This crater spans about a third of the moon's diameter, giving it a foreboding look that has fascinated astronomers and science fiction fans alike. However, Mimas is not a giant weapon but a natural satellite, orbiting Saturn at an average distance of about 115,000 kilometers. Mimas is mostly made of water ice, which makes it quite fragile compared to rocky bodies like our moon. Even though it's only 246 miles in diameter, its sheer size and icy composition would have colossal consequences if it were to collide with Earth. The impossible collision. Alright, let's paint the picture. Imagine Mimas somehow escaping Saturn's gravitational pull and hurtling toward Earth. If this icy moon were to enter Earth's atmosphere, the first thing it would do is make contact with the Pacific Ocean. This isn't just a minor splash, it would be a cataclysmic event. To understand the potential destruction, think about an energy release equivalent to millions of atomic bombs going off at once, triggering earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions on an unimaginable scale. The Pacific Ocean is the largest and deepest body of water on Earth, covering over 63 million square miles. An impact from Mimas would likely vaporize vast portions of this ocean instantaneously. The force of the collision would create a massive crater, displacing trillions of gallons of water. Giant tsunamis would form, reaching heights of hundreds or even thousands of meters, crashing into coastal cities and wiping out infrastructure and ecosystems in their wake. This initial destruction would be followed by a deadly cascade of events that could change life on Earth forever. The apocalyptic aftermath. Imagine the initial moments after Mimas impacts Earth. Debris from the collision would be blasted into the atmosphere, darkening the skies and blocking sunlight for months or even years. This nuclear winter effect would plunge the planet into a deep freeze, drastically affecting global temperatures. Crops would fail, ecosystems would collapse, and species all over the planet would face extinction due to the sudden climate shift. The lack of sunlight would halt photosynthesis, causing a ripple effect up the food chain, ultimately impacting humans as well. Civilization would struggle to survive in this darkened, frozen world. Scientific breakdown. How likely is this scenario? Now, before you start building an underground bunker, let's bring some science into the picture. Mimas is comfortably orbiting Saturn in a stable path, thanks to the gravitational forces that hold our solar system together. For Mimas to deviate from its orbit and head toward Earth, an extraordinarily powerful force would be needed, something that's practically impossible under our current understanding of physics. Gravitational pulls from nearby celestial bodies, like Saturn itself, keep Mimas locked in its place. So, while the idea of Mimas colliding with Earth makes for a thrilling story, the reality is that it's not something we need to worry about. Could any celestial event trigger Mimas's collision with Earth? Even though Mimas colliding with Earth is highly improbable, could any cosmic events theoretically shift its orbit? In science fiction, we might imagine scenarios like an enormous asteroid hitting Mimas, altering its trajectory, or a gravitational disturbance from a rogue planet passing through our solar system. However, these are incredibly far-fetched possibilities. The gravitational forces required to push Mimas out of orbit would likely also affect the entire Saturnian system, which is held together by delicate gravitational balances. So while it's an exciting hypothetical scenario, Mimas colliding with Earth remains firmly in the realm of science fiction. What would happen to the planet's geography? In the unlikely event of such a collision, Earth's geography would change dramatically. replaced by a massive crater filled with molten rock. Surrounding continents could be split apart, causing the tectonic plates to shift in unpredictable ways. Earthquakes would ripple across the globe, reshaping coastlines and even altering the position of continents. Over time, a new ocean or landform could form, but the familiar geography we know today would be gone. Environmental consequences. A planet transformed. The environmental consequences of a Mimas impact would go beyond just temperature changes. Volcanic eruptions triggered by the collision could release sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, which, along with the debris from the impact, would further block sunlight and lower temperatures. Acid rain would fall worldwide, devastating plant life and aquatic ecosystems. The prolonged cooling period and drastic environmental changes would challenge all forms of life, making survival incredibly difficult for species accustomed to Earth's current conditions. Life after the collision. Could humanity survive? As Earth adapts to these changes, the survival of humanity would be uncertain. Agriculture would struggle due to the lack of sunlight and freezing temperatures, leading to global food shortages. Technology and resources would be pushed to their limits as humans attempt to adapt to the harsh new environment. Only the most resilient species would survive this catastrophic shift, and humanity would have to rely on innovative survival strategies, perhaps retreating to underground shelters or using advanced technology to create artificial sunlight for crop growth. Could Earth eventually recover? If Earth were to survive a Mimas impact, the planet would slowly heal over millions of years. After the debris settles and sunlight gradually returns, life might begin to repopulate the devastated landscape. However, Earth's new ecosystem would look very different from today's, dominated by species that can endure extreme conditions. Evolution would likely take a new path, creating a world that's nearly unrecognizable. An icy moon, a deadly hypothetical. So, what can we take away from this mind-bending scenario? While the idea of Mimas, the Death Star look alike, colliding with Earth is thrilling to imagine, it's purely a hypothetical event. Mimas orbits Saturn securely, posing no real threat to Earth. This thought experiment, however, highlights the fragility of life on our planet and reminds us of the destructive power that lies within our universe. What are your thoughts on this wild scenario? Could you imagine a moon like Mimas crashing into Earth? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this cosmic journey, don't forget to check out our other videos exploring more space wonders and mysteries. Hit the like button, subscribe for more, and join us next time for another dive into the universe.